Hello, friends and family. My name is Jeremy Halfacre. Some of you know me really well. Some of you I've met briefly, and a lot of you I really haven't had an opportunity to meet at all. Um, Most of you know my wife, Morgan Halfacre, who, in my biased opinion, serves this congregation above and beyond the call of duty almost every day. It's my biased opinion. And my two sons, of course, Benjamin and Noah. I transferred my membership from Wesley Memorial United Methodist Church in Chattanooga, Tennessee, in February of 2020. I was raised in the Methodist Church. I grew up with the privilege of worshiping with several ministers who have gone on to do great things in the church. Reverends Rusty and Dindy Taylor, one of whom I believe they call Bishop Taylor in the Holston Conference now. Reverend Cynthia Thompson, Reverend Dale Gilbert, among others. And those were the pastors that impacted my life the most growing up. Now I have the privilege of worshiping with Reverend Hugo Venegas, and I would include him as one of the pastors that has definitely been a light in my life. The congregation I was a part of grew as a church, a lot like First United Methodist Church is growing now, with developing their technology and expanding their reaches into the community and through the world, whether it be through the congregation or through the United Methodist Women, the United Methodist Men, service projects, and the like. A little background on me: I came from a broken home with a single mother, and a lot of times these ministers opened the church to me and their homes just for little old me, and I really appreciated that. It meant a lot to me growing up. Our youth program included around 15 to 20 kids. We started a praise band where I sang and played percussion, and I sang in the adult choirs and youth choirs, praise choirs, handbell quartets, which we lovingly called the Dinglings. And the church was more my family, more so than even my own. Um, my studies in high school and early college years were in web development and graphic design. I started my first sole proprietorship at the age of 16, and I owned two companies before graduating high school. I moved to New York chasing a tech job that quickly dissolved. I call it back in the days of when Al Gore still claimed the rights to the internet. But that quickly dissolved, and after that kind of went away, I decided attending college was the most normal thing I could do at that point in my life. So that was the choice I made, and I started in pre-seminary at Concordia College in Bronxville, New York. Life happens, and without sitting here writing an autobiography for you guys, I moved away from ministry, refocused my career goals, and focused on business and behavioral science. And in my sophomore year, I also bumped into this really cute chick named Morgan. Fast forward almost 20 years later, after visiting many other churches in several different cities, I knew I had found a family at First United Methodist Church. So I transferred my membership. And as soon as I found my new family in 2020, everything hit. Coronavirus, COVID-19, social distancing, fear, closing of businesses, losses of jobs, an uncontrollable pandemic that forced us all to separate ourselves. Wow. I mean, that's a lot. And I had a lot of questions. I mean, what do we do now? Where do we go? So many questions. I've always said that God never puts more on you than you can handle, and that the tests you experience in life are to prepare you to help others on their journey. I also believe that you can lead, you can follow, or you can get out of the way and hibernate. And I got to tell you, this church, First United Methodist Church, has been such an inspiration to me. Instead of hibernating, this church, this community has come even closer together in the midst of this crisis than I think it's ever been. I see people talking on the phone and connecting on a weekly basis. Out of the COVID ashes, this church has become innovative in preparing pre-recorded services and constant communication through weekly updates and an inspirational Bible study. And now we're moving into the 21st century with live streaming services and a 360-degree experience. You can even watch a 3D video in Booth Hall if you wanted to. Our church has grown beyond the walls of the church to not only help Pueblo, but to minister to the world, both spiritually and physically. That's amazing growth as a church and as a family. Seeing people who want to be part of something bigger, who want to be part of a religious family, who want to shine their light to the world. It's just simply amazing to me. And it inspires me to shake off the cobwebs of my youth and refocus my occupation and become the web developer and the media producer and the internet guru that I set out to be 20 years ago, to do what I love and to serve at the same time. This church not only inspires me to be a better man, but to serve the Lord. It also inspires so many others. There are people in Costa Rica that thank this church every day just to be alive. There are families all over the country and the world that are also inspired by the missions of this church, through the online services, through the passions of this church. Denver, Loveland, Colorado Springs, pretty much all of the Methodist Conference in this area, really. And they know what great things we're doing in this church on so many levels. There's people in Alabama and Ohio, New York, California, Tennessee, Puerto Rico, Chile. They watch our services and they feel like they're part of our church family. And it's simply amazing how far this church's light shines across the world. And it's because of each and every one of you that, you all want to do good for each other, for Pueblo, for anybody in need. And your community inspires itself and the light grows, whether you even realize its impact, to help so many others find the light and have their path guided by the goodness and love that flows from this community at FUMC, this First United Methodist Church. So I guess what I'm trying to say is thank you. Thank you for being an inspirational story to me, to inspire me to do better things, to inspire me to grow as a person, as a husband, as a father in the faith and light of God. After 20 years of searching, thank you for being my new family. I know I'm not the only one inspired by the family at First United Methodist Church, and I look forward to seeing all of you as we grow through this pandemic and invent new ways of communing with each other. I know this church, this group, this community of believers are going to continue to inspire me, to inspire Pueblo and the world to live the life of love and find prosperity through faith in action. Thank you for being a light to the world, whether you know it or not. You are an inspirational story. Thank you.